One of our customers asked us, how often do I need to review my vendors? Oh, great question. Let's dive into this one. If you're like me, you like to schedule things like vendor reviews on your calendar. Otherwise, you might forget to check in on them. Heck, if it weren't on my calendar, I'd probably forget to eat lunch or go to the bathroom. But you've probably heard something like you should review your critical vendors every year, your significant vendors every 2 years, and your insignificant vendors every 3 years. This isn't a bad rule of thumb, and it definitely helps get those reviews on your calendar. Seems reasonable, right? Well, here's the thing. While this whole review your critical vendors on a set schedule kind of mindset has been an industry best practice for a while, guidance, and therefore examiners, recommend you adopt a review them periodically based on risk mindset. Let's look at guidance from some regulators. For credit unions, the NCUA's evaluating third-party relationships guidance doesn't give you a frequency on when you should review vendors, but instead suggests you perform periodic reviews. The other banking agency's third-party risk management guidance has similar language stating that you should perform ongoing monitoring. And all the regulating bodies agree that the more critical the vendor, the more often you should check in on them. So while you can keep your general rule of thumb, you might need to adapt your schedule based on the criticality and the risk of each vendor. Consider if you have a high-risk critical vendor that develops your core. Because of how important they are to your daily operations and how much damage that could happen if something were to go wrong, it may be worth your time to check in with them more often. Quarterly might make more sense. Twice a year may be fine. Heck, you may prefer 100 times a year. It's up to you. The frequency depends on how much time you have and what helps you be confident in your vendor. In short, you should schedule ongoing monitoring based on your vendor risk assessment for each vendor. If you need help showing your work to examiners, we've got a great resource for you. Download our vendor management workbook for an efficient and helpful guide on how to do third-party risk management. Better yet, check out our vendor management software where you can rate your vendors based on criticality and risk, track due diligence information, and use the software to keep your ongoing monitoring on track. Oh, gotta run. I've got a bathroom break scheduled in 2 minutes. We'd love if you liked or commented on this video. We'll see you next time.